Hello, welcome back for episode 2 and turn 6 of this Hinnom multiplayer Let's Play. I'll jump into the turn. Our second turn of site searching with this mage turns up a burial mound, another death 1 site. I believe it's 1 income. We have 3 battles in our 6th turn without an awake expander, so we're off to a very strong start. First battle in the dry fields. This looks like our initial army. Still doing this fire and hold and attack formation. If we look at the enemy, it's 3 commanders, 2 light infantry, 1 priest. Do these commanders have any items? No. So you can imagine how this might go. Extremely easy battle. I doubt we lost anyone. I'd be surprised if we lost anyone, actually. Casualties, second battle. This is our 3rd expansion army. We have this Atavi chieftain. Looks like he's moving with the troops. We have 5 chariots against these tribemen. Wolf tribe. We have a little wolf shaman there. Barbarian chieftain. Looks like everyone's running in. The enemy archers are targeting my commander, it looks like. Not at all what I'd like. Takes a hit. Down to 4 HP. He took 8 points of damage. That's really not good. He could rout. It looks like he's on fire closest command, or general fire command. Our charioteers were shooting their javelins as well. That looks like bad scripting. First chariot gets slapped. Our commander is routing. Not off to a good start. Yeah, and our chariots are retreating. Looks like we lose this battle in this replay. But I believe in the original game. Nope, we lost that battle too. I was gonna say it could have been a replay bug, but it looks like it was consistent. Yep, we're defeated. Our retreat details. Everyone successfully retreats into Hinnom, that's good. So you can see this commander should not have been on fire orders. He should have been on hold, and then fire if he was gonna shoot his rocks. And these chariots should not have used their javelins. They're probably on fire closest as well. They should have just been on attack closest. Next battle, 3rd battle. We're attacking this Jade province. You can see this Jade priestess has a cheap armor on her. And we see the Jade sorceress. Water 1, nature 1. This province will have recruitables for these, and I very much want to get this mage for recruitment. Another cheap item on her. If we look at the troops, sort of standard human infantry, slightly above average for independent spearmen. Let's see, yeah. We have these Jade Maiden, decent cavalry. These are really similar to Saramadia's Sacreds. They won't have a bless, but they have good attack density, decent damage, good skills. 10 HP's pretty human levels. Protection's pretty middle of the road as well. So, again, it looks like we have these javelins in the front slightly to hopefully catch archer arrows. This time, I am doing hold and attack orders. The point of this, as you can see, is for the cavalry to run up ahead of the infantry. So my hope by doing hold and attack orders is that independents, I don't think, ever do hold and attack orders, it's just attack. So the enemy cavalry will just run straight ahead. And I'm hoping to sort of have all these squads focus this squad, route it, before the infantry get in range to join the melee. It does look like my troops are successfully targeting these cavalry, and I'm trampling them and smacking them. Of note, I did not have my javelins doing their fire orders, they just went straight into melee. The purpose of this was to have them join in the chariots in melee, so the chariots would not get fully surrounded immediately. The spearmen would provide supporting numbers to help disperse the damage by these guys. What should not be happening is this commander should not be in melee. You can see most of the cavalry are dead by the time these infantry get here. She's routed, but they're stuck behind my troops, so I sort of almost fully successfully wiped out the cavalry before these infantry arrived. I think one more turn of time I would have gotten it, but it's pretty close. This battle's pretty close to being won. Looks like my commander's running though. My morale's low, I did lose a lot of troops. But I did kill a lot of enemy stuff. So another lost battle. But I did kill a lot of the enemy troops. Should be easy to take this next time. That's my 3 battles. I think this is my second event so far this game. I have -5 defense in a province, so it's gonna cost me gold. So let's see, losses. Lost 4 guys here. I think this was just a general HP route this time. But if you recall from the last episode, I was saying that these chariots were in a squad of 4, so there's the chance that they route early. There's a check if you don't have 5 units in an infantry that anytime you take damage you route, or something along those lines. This fight, I think we showed those losses. I don't know if I showed that, but 1 successful expansion, 2 failures. So, starting out, you can see this army is turning home, or at least away. This army, let's see what's here. Looks like a good chunk of my stuff successfully retreated. I have a squad of 5 dudes, 2 chariots, 3 infantry, coming back to hit this again. I do expect to pretty easily win that fight. And this fight, I'm again hitting. This time I only have 3 chariots. And you can see I'm doing hold, stay behind troops. Probably should do fire, but maybe testing showed that fire wasn't necessarily a good idea at the time. I'm recording this several months after I played it. I haven't mentioned that. I don't think I have. So we have our 4th expansion army. can see it is 5 chariots. Interesting, I thought I was recruiting Dawn Guard. Nope, didn't get any Dawn Guard, but they are coming in now. Let's see, so yeah, just 5 chariots. Hold, stay behind troops. The commander is further behind than I have been doing so far. Chariots are just on attack. Probably should do attack closest, or I maybe shouldn't. With these guys having javelins, might be wonky to do attack closest. Not because of that, but let's see, if you do an attack closest on 2 squads and the archers start out in front of the warriors, that could leave my commander exposed. Let's see, moving 2 commanders now. Okay, that's fine. Don't have a Avite commander walking in this turn. I don't know if that's because I forgot to recruit, or if I just want to like even out my commander points per turn in the capital. It's possible I just wanted to get this second guy out. But I'm transitioning into Dawn Guard recruitment, and I'm transitioning out of chariot recruitment. I'm looking towards this cavalry province with this. Am I? I don't think I am yet. But yeah, transitioning. This guy did his site searching. I'm just gonna have him start site searching for the next turn in this wasteland. Good chance I find sites in it. This army is heading home. Still somewhat healthy. It's actually at just the number I had in turn 1, which is funny. I don't think it's gonna handle these cavalry archers close too well at all. Let's see, the scout has found Baratos, and we discover he has not taken this province yet. Again, reminder, his capital is here. So he's not clearing out this province in his capturing, but we do see him pushing to this farmland. It's interesting he pushed straight to this farmland because he's gonna be sort of cornered in once he gets there. He may not have known that at the time if he didn't scout ahead. But while this is a very high income province, like, he can't keep expanding after he gets there. He's gonna have to turn his army back. But since we know Baratos isn't here yet, we know none of this is likely claimed yet. Baratos does have sailing, but it's extremely risky to sort of skip over this lake here, because if he loses the battle, he just loses everything when they retreat. So yeah, we're focusing on getting up north so we can get here before Baratos does. I think that covers my expansion. Just to sort of cover my candle spread. See, I'm getting decent spread over the provinces, like 1 candle in a bunch of places. And at this point, I'm gonna talk about how I'm expanding and some diplomacy. So, with this first army, you saw me move out in a line, almost, like straight out from my capital to claim land distant from my capital. Ideally, you did see I was like trying to expand straight out again with these armies. To just try to push out as far as I can. I'm definitely prioritizing land away from my capital ring. And you do this for a couple reasons. First, kind of want to have your expansion army is always sort of battling each turn. So if you focus your capital ring first, with your first and second army, it means like your third and your fourth army aren't going to have anything to fight while they're walking out of the capital. So you're losing on provinces per turn if you focus your cap ring first. Next, this is sort of a strategy you could call snaking or hooking. The idea is you push out in a line like you're snaking, or like a hook. So say this would be a hook if I did like here to here to here. Because this throne's here, it's hard for anyone to take it. But I'd like hook around this independent province, lock it in. And when you do this sort of expansion tactic, by the end of your expansion phase, you're going to have more overall land, even though you're not necessarily being as efficient with finding like the most income right away, or getting the most resources in your capital right away. But it will lead to more land once you're done expanding. Yeah. So, diplomacy. Sauramadia, either this turn or the turn before when he saw my army here, was concerned with my expansion towards him, asking me to not expand any more east, but obviously I took this. What do I want to say? So he didn't really seem to understand, or he had the impression that I should stay close to my cap ring first. And with this being relatively close to his capital, like only 2 provinces out, there's sort of concept I want to explain where you're investing your early time, your early resources for expansion. So, because I'm like expanding out in a line with my first army, obviously it means I'm not expanding north here, or I'm not expanding south here, or west over here with my first army. So I'm losing out the opportunity to get those lands. But what I'm gaining is sort of this land. So there's like an opportunity cost for taking this, and that I'm gaining the opportunity to gain this, but I'm losing out on opportunity to take further out lands out here, or to my south. So if you imagine every nation doing this, right? Let's say Sauramadia here spends his first turns like just pushing straight south to like block out Satis from expanding like towards in this middle area. Because he's doing that, he's not securing this, so it like leaves room for me to take it. And let's say Baratos is spending his early time, say his first army like took this and this, so like he's pushing to his southeast, which leaves the north and west open for other people. So if you assume every player in the game is doing that, which you kind of should if they're playing well, everyone's like pushing out a little lopsidedly to like get an area of focus. So like this area is like my area of focus, and I'm giving up on potentially this type of land. And because like I'm getting these 2 provinces and Baratos got this, like Sauramadia's hopefully getting something somewhere else. Don't think I'm explaining the thought process well. But basically, like, the idea I'm trying to get across is that I focused my expansion in this area first. I wanted control around this throne, wanted control of this chunk of land, and I did this because early on I did diplomacy with Russ here, and I did a border agreement with him. It was like turn 3-ish, 4-ish, maybe 5. Basically asked to like partition this land between us. And the plan is I get these 2 provinces in north, and he sort of gets the rest in the throne. So the purpose of that diplomacy was to sort of secure a front I don't need to expand into right now because it's diplomatically secured. And because I like pushed out, I'm getting more land here. And like normally with this sort of area of focus you're losing, or assuming you're losing stuff elsewhere, but this agreement I had with Russ leaves it so like the land's sort of equal between us here. So I'm getting like a good amount of land in this back area. And then you see me expanding left and north of my next armies, leaving this alone for now. And I'm basically sort of trying to get the most amount of land possible, obviously, but like you can use diplomacy to secure land, and because I've secured it, you can focus elsewhere to get more land overall. So an example of this might be like Baratos could say there's pretty much only one province between him and Russ. Could maybe do diplomacy with Russ and say, hey, if we make the border right here, I'll give you these 3 provinces, I'll take this one, and we can just expand elsewhere. So because he has that border, he doesn't need to focus on rushing there first, which means with his sort of first and second groups of expansion, he can say like rush up on this left and try to push out here to get more overall land. And he can push south to get more overall land, or he can push east to get more overall land. Not sure I explained it well, and this turn's definitely taking long, so we'll get to the next turn. Recruitment-wise, more Dawn Guard, I think I showed that. And I should expansion. Yeah, next turn. Turn 7. I think I rambled a bit longer than I intended. Okay, so see Baratos, we'll look at that after. You have 3 battles. This is hitting those Amazons again, I think. Yeah. Just speed it up. Just gonna trample them down. Don't think there were any losses. We killed 1 commander. Each of them had equipment. Oh no, I didn't kill a commander. Would have been cool to get magic equipment from them, but excuse me, both commanders ran. No losses. I killed them, so that's great. Next, this is a fresh expansion group. Just trampling down those javelin. Ooh, looks like I routed again. There's too much missile fire for these guys to endure. In the real battle, yep, I lost that too. So another failed expansion. 3rd army. I'm hitting this again. If there's no early route, I should win this. Yep, I win it. Okay, so I had to hit those 2 provinces twice to fully secure them. No losses here. I lost 2 troops here. But I did deal massive damage on one of the squads by fully wiping it. An event. And I thought I lost this battle. No, I didn't. Okay, an event. Plus 10 local defense. That's nice. I don't need to pay for PD there. I did not show the Baratos battle. Let's see. Okay, so he's taking this wasteland now. Alright, so you see, is this mercenaries? Yeah, that's a mercenary. This looks like it could be his starting army. He has 1 elephant, a squad with 6 guys in it. Those troops. That's interesting. 6 troops in that squad. Obviously that's partly there for morale, but I guess since he only has 2 archers left in his army, he's just throwing them in there. Because those archers are in with melee troops, they won't fire arrows at all. They'll just run into melee. This was a pretty standard elephant formation back in Dominions 4, and to an extent in Dominions 5. The idea is that your melee troops run in, and as your melee troops encounter the enemy melee troops, the elephant arrives just in time to join in the melee. So like everyone arrives in the melee at the same time. Elephant looks a little slow. Is it? Yeah, that has a limp. Because it has a limp, that elephant's not arriving when it should. Looks like he wins that with these. Elephant tramples. Commander gets away. Did he lose anything? He lost 2 archers, 3 spearmen. It's actually quite a bit of attrition. We did see that this guy was his prophet, who was smiting. So this is his first army expansion. That tells us this was his first army as well. It wasn't an awake expanding there, it was this army. This squad looks really weak now. Have another Jade province in this swampland, and these Pegasus are still here. We know no one attacked this because Baratos only just arrived it, so this gut report's lying. In other turns we saw like 60 troops here, so this is a low estimate of what's in there. He's site searching. We encounter a Miklin as well. We see a commander. This is probably there to lead troops. It's turn 7. Yeah. Okay, so this squad's pretty weak. 5 dudes there. I don't think it'll beat Barbarian, so I'm just taking this. Easy to take. What is it? Wasteland Province. I'm having these 2 chariot armies, the one that failed expansion here. No, not there. Did the commander die? Choice command lost. 0 of the units dispersed when retreating. 3 of the units dispersed on their own. 2 made it back. What? Why does that have 6 units? 0 units dispersed after the battle and retreated on their own. Guess it's saying they retreated under the commander. They didn't split off from the commander. We lost 2 units of the 3, so the commander died and a troop died. That's interesting. I think this is a new recruit. If he has 1 experience. This new commander I think is new, yeah. So it looks like this is a completely new dude, so it's not the one who retreated here. Okay, so this guy's leading 2 of those chariots out. Some Dawn Guard. I'm leaving 2 behind for the next expansion army. And I'm merging these 2 squads. I have 3 chariots here, 2 chariots here, 3 infantry here. I'm going to merge that into a single army if they're successful. Recruitment-wise, I'm doing some Dawn Guard and some Avite Swordmen since I am gold limited this turn. Starting my 2nd Shaman to continue site searching. Next turn, I imagine. This army is making the Walk of Shame home, and we see I recruited a commander and I'm starting my first fort here. I'm doing it here because I'm looking at Saromadia and I see he has some pretty nasty barbarians in these 2 provinces. So I don't imagine Saromadia wants to start a war against me if he sees it. This is a good high-income province, has 13,000 population, has a lot of connections for resources to pull from, so it should be good for troop recruitment. Another option on where to fort would obviously be here, but I only just took this province, so I don't have a commander there yet to start a fort. I'm also a little worried about Micklin as a matchup, and with having extensive borders with him this early. If he sees a fort here, like this or next turn, if he attacks it, I don't think I can defend against his potential sacreds with like a small PD dumper 5 chariot squad. So it's safest for me to build a fort here. It's 2 provinces from my capital, which is right where you generally want early forts. Short expansion, no diplomacy. Believe that covers it, and this episode's running long for only 2 turns, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you for watching. See you next time.